good. How are you?
Katie.
Oh.
So nice seeing everyone's faces again.
All right. It's been a long time.
Hi, Lindy.
Unmuting. I unmuted.
Okay, good this time.
Hi, guys. Hi, Katie. Hi, Cricket.
Oh, Jesus. I think we all had that phase for a couple years there.
Right?
Why was that a thing?
I have no idea. I have these in there somewhere too. And I was going to say the same thing. Like, why was this a thing? Like, what the heck?
That was a lot of goodwill stops on the way up to the trailer to find that coat. There's a lot of effort put into something like that. No idea why. Why do I need photographic evidence of this?
And who has them?
It's in I have a box full of pictures I cannot find anywhere since I moved. I'm gonna find them though.
I know that's what's kind of like I said to Lindy. I was like, I think it's now time after doing this podcast for you to go into your parents' basement and start finding the old stuff.
Right?
Oh,
God, I'm kind of scared.
And then Katie in mod robes, actually.
Oh, geez. They still have a lot of those.
Right? They actually relaunched them again.
I saw that.
Yeah. And then one of
I think
your
I still
brothers.
have some of my originals.
Oh, and then finally, because it's actually July 1st, and I know this is a July 1st photo. Lindy's birthday one year. I'm not sure.
I remember that ugly ass bathing suit.
That was mine
I'm
originally.
gonna go with. I got it like all of my clothes from you in high school.
That's true.
Or like shortly after high school. I think that one was 18, maybe.
Maybe 19.
Because you had to be 18 to rent a site.
But I feel
and
like
I think we got the same site twice in a row. Because
Yes,
we had that site for my 19th as well.
it wasn't 19 because I feel like that's Jordan's Sunfire back there, and we weren't together by summer of 19 when I turned 19. So I think it was 2018. So your 18th, sorry, not 2018, your 18th birthday.
Yeah, I remember that. 19th was a great weekend, and we will get into that soon. Cricket,
Right?
how are you? I haven't heard you talk yet.
I'm good.
You're out
I'm just listening.
You're out in the east now?
I am.
When did you do this?
We got here the end of March.
Okay, very nice.
1,300 people here.
Sounds like a town from a TV show.
Yeah, right.
It's very, very, very much like Corner Gas.
I was gonna guess maybe like Falcon Beach.
No, it is Corner Gas.
Wrong show.
At least you're upgraded from Trailer Park Boys, though.
Right?
So that's okay. We're good.
Making progress.
So thanks for coming to our podcast, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. Yeah, we were just decided to we're like, well, we should have one for the start of the summer. And we're like, what better way to start our summer podcast than reminiscing about the days where we spent our summer at the trailer?
Honestly, like Family Paradise was life. Up
I miss that
until
place.
up until my 20s.
Yep.
Yep.
I miss it so
I know.
much now that I'm approaching 40.
Yeah.
And I'm older than all of you.
This is true. Yes, this is true.
But yeah, I miss it.
The
I
days.
haven't been there. I think the last time I was there was when Lincoln was like 3 or something, and he's gonna be 12 in August.
Wow.
We went,
Right?
you were there. We had pictures. I think I posted them the other day when Dexter was born. After Dexter was 2 or something like that. So I think
Uncle Ryan was sitting on the deck with him, feeding him. Yeah.
And then there was the one where you were braiding Jesse's hair or whatever.
Probably. I did that a lot.
Yeah. So I think it was after Dexter was born. That was one of the last times I think we went up, because after Ryan and Shar sold it, we had no reason to go up there. So
And sad.
So basically, yeah, Family
2
Paradise.
of my 3 major injuries happened at that campsite.
Yes, the fire.
The fire, the van
The
going
leg.
over you.
That's
What
it.
was the third?
What was the third?
The third one, I fell down the stairs when I was 10 months old in my walker.
Oh, okay.
At the trailer?
Oh,
Not at the trailer.
Oh,
That was at home on Aaron Street
yeah.
when my dad was home with the 3 of us. So 10-month-old me, 25-month-old Kyla, and Aaron would have been 5. Down goes the 10-month-old down the stairs. Mom comes home to a house filled with blood and paper towels and panics. Because it's 1984. There's no cell phone.
Kevin has
I was fine.
Kevin has a story similar to that too. When he was in high school, he got like some kind of accident. His parents were gone. He just left a note, and it was like blood everywhere. And his parents came home. He wasn't anywhere to be found. If you got no
Oh.
cell phones, how do you get a hold of the kids? Got no idea. I know I came up to Family Paradise. When did I start? I think my mom got hers the summer of either 97 or 98. So that's when I came into the picture.
I
Lindy's
don't remember.
You don't remember?
Oh,
I was 5 or 6, I think, when we got the first trailer.
Okay.
Because we were across from the playground, and then across from cricket, and then we left when Chad got into baseball tournaments every weekend, so we sold the trailer and then bought
Lindy's
yeah.
when they left. And I think
And then
that
we
was
came
like,
up every year
That
for
was
vacation.
that was the summer. Our last summer was the summer before Steph and Danielle's first summer there. Yeah,
I think.
because
Yeah, we bought it in
came-
99.
Danielle came up to the trailer with us for a weekend, and
Yep.
we were hanging out on the patio, you know, like C9, our site. Who's
The 11th,
walking down the road past my trailer but your mom and Mark? We're like, what the fuck are you guys doing here? They're like, what the hell are you doing here? They're like, what the fuck?
I told you I was coming up to Lindy's trailer for the weekend.
They rented the site like 10 sites down, B11 or 12.
There you go.
I think B11. B11 feels.
It was beside the walkway. It's all. I
Yeah,
remember.
beside the walkway. That's how we always remember.
That's how you
this.
gauge it. How far from
Yeah.
the walkway or the pool or the store.
And then we were across from Devin and Billy and Janie. And then Cricket, when did your family get into it?
I was born there.
Born there?
I remember that story.
Were you literally?
No.
I was gonna say, do
On
I
the
not
side
know
of the
this
road.
story?
Born on the side of the road. It's fine.
I think Mom went into labor with me on the way home from the trailer.
Oh, okay.
That's
I've been
exciting.
left
That
there
makes a
a
lot of
few
sense.
times accidentally, sleeping in the back of the trailer, and they just go home.
They've left you there?
Yeah, they left me there like 3 times when I was a kid.
Oh no. How long until they realized you weren't there?
Not long.
Okay, okay.
I was just asleep.
Nothing bad happened. It's okay. Oh, remember, it was the 80s, people. Latchkey kids,
Exactly.
way different time.
Oh yeah, we had a lot more freedoms, even though we didn't think of it at the time.
Oh God, right?
Right?
Remember you had a curfew and they thought you were like suffocated.
Right?
Right.
11 o'clock
And
curfew.
11
How
o'clock was
dare-
late.
How dare children under 18 have to be on an adult supervised site at 11 p.m.
Right?
Yeah, right.
How dare.
Now, as an adult, I'm like, I've already been in bed for like 3 hours at that point.
Right?
I was up at 3:15 this morning.
That's too early.
I went to bed at 2:30, so you got me there.
Like there's half an hour between your time.
What's it like staying up until the next day?
It's been too long, Lindy.
Like just past midnight. Like, what's that like? I forgot.
When was the last time you stayed up till New Year's, Lindy?
I'm gonna say my first New Year's with Aaron, about 8 years ago.
Yeah, that's how you're old.
No,
You're
that's
old.
not true. Sorry, when we lived in Alberta, maybe. So that would have been like the following year.
We're old,
yeah,
guys. We
like
are
going
getting
into-
old.
Going into 2014, I believe was the last time we made it to midnight on New Year's.
Oh wow.
I was
Or
up
was
till
it-
about like 11
remember.
last night or whatever.
So like those several Oktoberfests we went to, that was past midnight.
That's true.
I even made it past midnight without getting kicked out.
Impressive.
Yeah, the first year she came with me, she got
Because
kicked
I
out.
sat on the grass.
Yeah, all she was doing is she was
All I
sitting
did
on the
was
grass.
sit- I didn't want to stand anymore. I didn't want to sit at table level. Like I just wanted to be low. Like I was really drunk. So I just wanted to be low
Really?
to the ground.
Yeah.
And there was like a patch of grass because it was the tent at Binghamton's, right? It was Retrotoberfest.
Yeah.
So I found a patch of grass and I sat there cross-legged. I was just sitting like this, enjoying the music.
And then
And
security,
a
guard
security
kept
comes over
looking.
and says, Kate, you gotta go. I'm like, I'm just sitting here. Like,
It was
Like, how-
funny.
girls over there dancing on the fucking table. Like,
Go get them. Take them out.
it was a fun night.
When did you guys like? When would your parents like? Would you say May 24 was like when your start of your summers would be at the trailer, or did you guys
Probably,
like
yeah.
When
ever
would you-
try?
Yeah.
When would you go up to open up for the season?
May 2
Oh
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah,
You were Easter.
I think my
Dad
mom
usually went up and did it before, but
We would go up either Easter weekend or the weekend after.
usually
Like
did it
April.
the last weekend of April, I think, to get it ready for May 2-4.
I
Because
remember-
actually, I remember that they did it this way because of my 16th birthday, Lindy. They were at the trailer that weekend.
Yeah.
So
Are we
that's
gonna
how I
talk
know
about that?
they went up at the end of April to open it.
Are we gonna talk about that story in this episode? Because it does have to do with my birthday.
If you want
No, it
to.
doesn't. It's
No,
your
it was
birthday.
My birthday, actually. My birthday.
Good. We
We'll
don't
do
have to talk about it.
Because we're like, well, I have this one around like Lindy's birthday. So we were just like, let's talk about all the stupid things that happened to Lindy on the July 1st at the trailer.
Or other people, or
This is
stupid
true.
things that happen to other people.
Mike,
Specifically Mike. You guys remember that, right?
the stage incident or whatever.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, the forehead.
Back of the head.
So the back of the head? Okay, I thought it
Yeah.
was the forehead.
I still see him from time to time.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, because he visits A&W a lot. Well, before COVID, I guess I saw him from time to time.
So backstory for people listening. So this guy, Mike, was actually friends with Katie's and Lindy's cousin,
Our cousin Gump.
Gump.
It was his
God.
best friend Mike.
So he came up with them for July 1st long weekend.
It
We-
was
the teen
2002.
dance.
It was 2002 because it was my 19th birthday, which
And
is the legal drinking age here in Ontario.
On long weekends at our trailer, we always had a teen dance. So we'd have a DJ,
Sunday
have
nights.
fun Sunday nights. Well, we were at the dance this night, and I think we were all dancing up on the little platform stage or something like that. I think is what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then just
I know I was on the floor. I was like dancing like kind of near the stage.
yeah, and then just I feel like I was looking away or something, and then all of a sudden he just goes headfirst into the corner of the stage, back of the stage.
He
He-
fell backwards and hit the back of his head on the thing.
I didn't see any of it. All I know is because like I was kind of standing by that corner and I just saw out of the corner of my eye, he hit the stage and hit the ground. And I'm like, I looked over and like he's bleeding. And I'm like, fuck, I am too drunk for this.
I remember taking him somewhere to go try and get stitches, but I don't remember where I walked him to or what I tried to do with that. But I remember
You
a
and
fight with
Tiffany,
stitches.
you and my friend Tiffany, who was there that weekend,
Yeah.
that sobered her up like this.
Mhm.
You and her walked him to Steph's trailer.
Yeah, because my mom didn't drink, and so we knew she'd be sober to take him to the hospital.
Yes, and we knew that out of all of our parents, Steph's mom would be the chillest about it.
That too.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
So that's where you and Tiffany took him while the rest of us drunkenly stumbled our way back all the way to my site, which was like halfway between the dance hall and Steph's
Yeah.
mom's trailer.
And really, it was only like 100 feet from the dance hall.
Oh, yeah, like stone's throw.
It
So-
felt a lot longer.
Right. So the stumble, it was a struggle. It was a struggle.
Shall we explain how that happened? Do any of us remember? I do. How he hit his head?
Vaguely.
So what happened was somebody, I thought the rumor was it was Steph, spilled her slushie on the floor, went to go get paper towels out of the bathroom to clean it up. Someone slipped, pushed Gump. Gump ran into Mike. Mike fell over, hit his head on the corner of the stage. Domino effect. That's how that happened.
Oh, well, sorry.
It's all
I
Steph's
didn't know
fault.
if it was actually true or not. That's just what I heard.
I don't even remember.
And I think you were the only one that night that I saw with a slushy cup.
Yeah.
Because you probably bought a slushie at the store before it closed at 9, right before
And
the
then
dance started,
put a little bit of
and put
Tradition.
some
vodka
fruit-
in it,
some,
you know.
some adult beverage in it.
I was almost legal drinking age. Well, the people I was with were legal drinking age. It was okay. I was legal drinking age by association.
Katie Cricket, do you guys remember that night?
I do.
I do a little bit, but I don't remember exactly what happened.
I remember the blood. And then I remember trying to explain that to Pear. Didn't go well.
Was that the same night the bathroom got trashed?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay,
Mike
so-
got blamed for it, and it
Yeah.
wasn't him.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember the bathroom getting
I remember knowing who actually did it, but have forgotten in the years. Been like 19 years.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Those minor details kind of faded away.
Oh my god, if I had a child at 19, that child would be 19 this year.
Feel your age there?
I'm heading for a midlife crisis. I'm warning all three of you.
Yeah, I've already been prepared for it. She's told me many times about it, so I'm prepared
Hence
for her
the
midlife
pink
crisis.
hair.
I just like it. Mine has nothing to do with the midlife crisis. I just like the pink hair.
Mine's to cover my grays.
It's good. It's fine.
So, trailer. What were some of your more fonder memories of the trailer? Like, was it like Christmas in July or the Canada Day parade?
Cow patty
Trick-or-treating in August?
bingo.
many bingo.
I forgot
Mini
about that.
Olympics.
The
Mini
I think
Olympics.
messy play day.
Messy play.
Oh yes, messy
Oh,
play
yes.
day.
I was too
Yeah.
old and I never got to do messy play. Like I was 13 by the time we came
Oh,
there. So
I
You're
was
never
too
too
old, too.
old
I
for
still
messy
went.
play day.
You just take the little ones and you just go.
Okay.
Do none of you guys remember this, or was my dad the only one who participated in this? So once the kids were done with their messy play day, the
That was
grown-ups
just your
got
dad,
a
Lindy.
chance.
Yeah.
That was just
Just my dad. All right. And I believe Uncle Ryan was involved in that too.
I can see
Not
that.
sure. But I remember like getting hosed down, and I
Yeah.
always wanted to be the first one because you get the warm water from
Yes.
sitting in the sun.
Well,
If you were the second person or behind, ice cold water
Ice,
for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't you said like the magic? I remember you always said that it was like magic mud. You would pick
Magic
it up and it
mud.
was whatever, and then when it went in your hair, it just like
And it like got hard and
solidified.
stuff. Yeah.
Gross.
I
And
remember-
spaghetti
I
Yes,
remember one
spaghetti.
summer.
and jello.
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 Yep.
All
Because
Jello.
there's 4, wasn't there? Pools? Or was it just
Wasn't
3?
there was magic mud, spaghetti, jello, water. Was there
There was
something
another one,
else?
I
Is there
think.
water?
Yeah, there was water to dip off in.
Oh yeah, I think that was like in the middle. The kids could like run in the middle
Yeah.
and then like
There
take
was
the
like
water. 4 corners. I don't know what the 4th one was.
If anyone listening remembers.
Right?
Any of our FP friends listening?
Or our
remember?
parents, if they're even listening
Our
and happen
parents.
to remember.
If anybody has
Strip.
pictures,
Right?
look, do
They're
you
in
have
my
pictures
mind.
in your album? Do you have pictures in your album?
I do not have Playday in my album. Oh my gosh. Okay. Actually, I do have a picture. If you guys remember when Kenny would, it's hard to see, but he would dress up as the gorilla
Oh yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
walk around the trailer park with
Yeah.
the bikini on too.
Do you remember? Okay, one of my favorite memories: scavenger hunts.
Yes.
When was the
Yes.
last time we
Those were cool.
were on scavenger hunt? Like,
Mhm.
Mm,
remember they specifically hid things around the park for us
Yeah.
to find.
Yep.
yeah.
For like bonus items. I remember there was like a clue where you had to find something that you used to clean the floor at a place where you would camp.
Yeah.
So vague.
Right.
But we were walking past the H section, like on our way to the store,
Yep.
and I look over and I see a random broom leaning against a tree in like a small clearing, like right before the trailer started right there. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's
Why
that.
is this here? It's gotta be this.
You use that to clean a floor.
Right.
I think
And then
the wagon rides
I
going
was-
into the water.
Into the
I was
pond.
just about to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
the wagon rides. They're so good. All the time
Right.
in the summer, you're like feet in the water. Yes.
And we always had to
Yay.
chant for him to go into the water.
Yeah.
Yep.
Water,
Oh, I remember
water.
that.
God, I remember when I was like 6 or 7, or I don't remember, but when the whole park flooded,
Yes.
everything, and you're like the bikes through. I have pictures of that somewhere.
Did
Uh,
anybody else get rashes that
Oh yeah, that was
weekend?
disgusting.
yes.
From
I
like
feel
the
like
Something
all
pesticide
did.
runoff?
Runoff
I
of
think
something.
I was like 14 or something when that
I was
happened.
gonna say there was one that
Yeah.
was later when I was
Yeah,
there.
there's another one.
and
There
it was in the
another one.
baseball
Because there was
diamond.
one when I was like 7. Or is that the one
Yeah.
you're talking about, Katie?
Yeah,
That's the
she
one I was talking about
yeah.
when we were like little, because I remember like,
Yeah.
like
Running around
there was,
the-
like
the
a picture of like 15 of
Baseball
us.
diamond?
Yeah, and then there was that one we were older.
Yeah, in the
Mhm.
baseball
Yeah.
diamond. We were all out there. And then that's the one where you got the leg rash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when we almost got the tornado and we all had to go to Pete and Lily's house in the basement?
I wasn't there that weekend.
I wasn't there that summer, but I heard everyone tell me about that.
Yeah.
And I
Remember
wasn't
when
there
Pete
that
fell
weekend.
through the hole at that house. Do you remember that?
Yes, and he fell.
Oh,
in the
they were
roof.
Actually,
building
I was
it?
literally just gonna like be like, remember when
After
when
it
you
took them
fell
like
through the-
7 years to build their house and still
Right?
didn't
And then
finish
he
it.
just fell through.
Oh,
Oh my god, I
sucks.
miss it.
And then-
It wasn't the same after they left.
No.
It
It's
was like the
true.
new
They
guy came and he
changed
was
it
like
so
not
much.
cool.
I did kind of like the Carl, or was it Carl, the German guy who had it for like that
Yeah.
one summer?
Yeah.
He was pretty funny at times. And him and his wife, or his wife, and then I think his brother also owned it. And they were the one who put the bathrooms by the baseball diamonds.
By the
Yeah.
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 And then he
He
had the
chased us
golf
one
cart.
night.
That's when
Oh,
mom and dad
well,
left.
Lil and Pete always chased us, so why was that any different?
That was fun though.
Well,
'Cause,
he
like,
came
it was-
onto the site and there was it was me and Chad and Mike and I think Tiff and Melissa, and he chased Mike to the back of our trailer and like
Oh,
kind of held him up against the trailer.
oh, okay.
Oh.
Alright,
That
that's
was
not
the
cool.
difference.
Man.
He actually
Oh,
caught
that's
us.
not cool.
Pete and Lil didn't get out of the car. They just shone the flashlight at you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of shamed you. Get
Yeah,
back to your
I
side.
see you, but I'm gonna
They
be
tell your
literally nothing
parents the
about
next
this.
day.
And then kind of
Right.
like complain, your kids were doing this, that.
Like,
Yeah, yeah. My mom was like, whatever, I don't care.
My favorite memory of that though was And again, I think it was like me, Chad, Mike, and Tiff. I can't remember if someone else was there, but we went around after a lot of drinks and went on a hunt for gnomes. And we stole, borrowed.
I remember this.
We
I
took,
remember
like,
that.
40 or 50 different gnomes and then displayed them all in that front garden.
Yeah.
We
In
had
various
this whole-
positions.
It was very nice. It was a very nice display.
It
And then
was.
like the next weekend there was like a notice in the newsletter. If you and there was a sign at the store that said like if you have lost or misplaced your gnomes and like
Check the front
the
garden.
front garden. And literally no one had a problem with it except for Ellen Pete. Everyone else thought it was funny.
Because everybody else had a sense of humor.
Right?
Right?
Oh god, I remember that. We woke up and my dad was just like, "What'd you guys do last night?" We're like, "Nothing."
Nothing at all.
I had no recollection until like all of a sudden I said something and I was like, I carried a 40-pound frog all through that campground because I thought it was funny. And I like first one I stole, I was not smart and carried it the entire time through. And it's like giant ass frog. So what I remember is this frog. But that was fun. Like you could do stuff like that. There was no
So I always remember like when we get up there on like Friday night, you'd go into the store and you'd always have to pick like the schedule up for the weekend to see like
Yeah.
all of the
Yeah.
events that were going on.
Itinerary.
What's happening?
your social life.
Right? That was how you planned your weekend.
Mhm.
Katie and Cricket, do either of you remember the building that stood beside the swimming pool before it was torn down? Do either of you remember that building? Steph, you weren't there yet.
No, I remember, but it's where the cement pads were though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the cement patio, like that's next to the swimming pool.
Wasn't it like the hot tub machine, like the hot tub shed?
It was the arcade.
Oh, the
Yeah,
arcade.
yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
It was white and the windowsills were painted like red and blue.
Yes, I remember that now.
And we would play
Jeez.
on rainy days for like the activities for
Hours.
kids for 12 and under. We
Yeah.
would go in there and we would play like, what time is it, Mr. Wolf? Or
geez.
Simon Says, red light, green light.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have, last time I was up there beside the pool, they have this big like bubble that the kids, inflatable bubble thing that the kids like
Oh,
jump on and stuff.
Been on it? Have
Yeah.
you been on it?
Yeah,
It's
I went
so
there
much
with
fun.
Taryn. Yeah, Taryn and Dexter and all that.
I went on it with
That's
Lincoln.
so
I have a picture of it
cool.
on my Facebook.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's one of those
It's a
like,
big,
at
like,
nighttime
jumpy
it
trampoline thing.
deflates, and then in
Yeah.
the morning it deflates up and then they can just jump on it and it's like it was really fun.
I
That's
saw
I'm
that
sure
when I
they
drove
decided
by
to-
one time.
I'm sure they decided to deflate it because of teenagers like us.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
We wouldn't have wrecked it. We just would have like laid on it.
We would've
We
just
would've
used it.
We would
Could
Could
stargaze
you
or
imagine
something.
star spinning on that thing?
Oh
Right?
gosh,
Drunk?
Yeah.
that would be that would
Yeah.
lots of injuries is all I'm thinking. Drunken star spinning on the ankles. No,
Oh god.
Just
Okay.
add one more to my hospital file.
right?
Right.
Exactly.
Or my dad's.
So
My dad got hurt a lot there too. Speaking of like my birthdays, I found some pictures of. Hold on, I gotta find it. Okay, this one's a gem because holy shit, my hair. This is not at the trailer though. Oh, check it.
nice.
Nice. I remember
Oh,
those haircuts.
Yeah. So that's like 9 or 10. I think it's 9.
Yep.
Yep.
And then, oh, look how adorable I am in this one. This one's probably like 5.
Aw.
My mom's hair. Gotta love it.
Oh gosh.
This one's at the trailer. That's my first birthday.
I guess what most kids hated to have was the summertime birthday because unfortunately a lot of kids couldn't show up in the summertime or it
Yeah.
wasn't as easily to invite kids to your party in the summertime.
I never got to invite any of my school friends.
No.
I never had a birthday party with school friends.
Really?
Never.
Me neither.
It's until like my 18th or my 19th birthday when I had school
Mhm.
friends come with me to the trailer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But every single one of my birthdays, every one up until 19 for sure, maybe 20 was at the
Yeah.
trailer. Everyone.
Interesting.
Everyone. Yeah. I was May, so luckily I was like at the end of the year. But I also the weekend we would go, I always had a dance competition that weekend. So I only ever got to celebrate with the kids I like danced with. It sucked.
Mine was always March break, so I was good. So do you remember the picnic table?
Yes,
used to,
I
like,
Yes. Somebody
all the
has to
notes
have a
on
picture
it.
of that.
I have a picture of it. I
was
I have a
thinking that too.
couple,
I have
yeah.
a picture of it somewhere. I just not sure where at the moment.
Was that also not Mike? We did a lot of stuff to that kid when he came up there, but
Mike
was
B
he not the one
or
that
Mike C.
see?
Okay.
He not the one that had the broken arm and when he passed it, we wrote all over it.
Yep.
Probably.
His pristine, he wanted to like keep it white as white, and I'm pretty sure I wrote my name the entire length of his arm.
Rumpelstiltskin was a good man.
That was
Sure.
how we get to.
We
That's
did
what
that
I remember.
on my 19th birthday. I had that Molson Canadian shirt because like Molson Canadian beer was giving out like t-shirts in their cases. So
Yeah.
I got one from someone that weekend and turned it into my birthday shirt and everybody signed it, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Okay,
signed
yeah.
it. I still
Yeah.
have it. It's somewhere still covered in Mike's blood.
Oh gosh.
And he still has his tank top that I know of covered in blood.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Oh jeez.
That's a little weird and creepy, but that's
A
kind
little
of
bit.
Yeah.
A
We'll
lot
still
of
watch
like
it.
accidents happened at the
Mhm.
trailer. A lot.
Gotcha.
Well, my dad, when participating in the Olympics, stepped on that piece of glass in the lake and had to get 8 stitches.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Then he slipped on the grass playing baseball and hit his head on an exposed root and got a concussion. Had to go to the hospital in an ambulance. Like,
I remember
I think-
mudsliding in the
Yep.
ball diamond. I didn't get hurt, but I think Chad's the one that put the rock through his hand and had to go to the hospital and get that stitched up.
yeah, that
Oh.
hospital got a lot of business from us.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Mhm. And Lacey's dad, remember the propane tank
Oh.
exploded on Lacey's dad?
Oh,
You guys
You
remember that?
I don't think I remember
I
I
that.
still
didn't
there
remember it was
for
her
this?
dad, but I remember the tank exploding.
When
You
was
had
this?
to have been at Lacey's. It was like, I would say we were probably like 12, maybe 10.
So I was about 14.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I
Okay.
think he either was lighting the propane tank for the barbecue or lighting the propane tank for the furnace. I can't remember which one. And it exploded.
Yeah.
Don't remember this. I don't think I was there the way that happened. I think I would remember that happening.
It was
a
but
Friday
you were
night.
in.
I
Pardon?
think you might have been gone by then, maybe. 'Cause I'm
well, how much
I
older
feel
am I
like I-
than you, Cricket?
I don't know how old
3,
are you?
because
You're
you're
3 years older than us.
Yeah, she's 86.
Yeah.
You're the
Like,
same
I
age
didn't
as
think I was
Chad.
like that much older, but I knew I was like, I think I was like 3 or 4 years older, maybe.
Oh, but
Every
well,
story in 4.5 minutes. Go.
no,
God.
we'll just click out and log back
No.
in because then we just have more files to deal with.
Dancing the Spice Girls in the pavilion.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
yes.
my God.
Swimming in the lake during a thunderstorm.
Just swimming in that lake in
In
general.
general,
you come out
right?
just smelling
Sinking the
like,
canoe.
Ugh.
I don't
Gross.
know.
Yes.
Drink
Tipping
stop.
the canoe.
Mud fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was disgusting.
Do you guys remember
'Cause it's all
shaving your
fish
legs
shit.
with the mud?
Yes.
Did you guys do that?
Yes.
I don't think I ever did that.
It made your legs so soft.
Yeah.
So smooth.
Well, now I'm kind of wishing I did that.
And
Should
then
have.
I don't think I ever did.
the paddle boats that you could rent from the store. Go
Yeah,
around the
you
lake
try
in
to
them.
think-
And fishing for
Yep.
minnows.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when
off
you,
the
you-
dock.
you'd rest your feet just on the surface of the water, and then
Yeah.
the minnows would
And then
eat the
minnows
dead
would
skin
eat.
off the
Yeah.
bottom of
Oh
your
God, yeah.
feet. Oh, it felt awesome.
You were doing
It's a fucking
you,
spa.
which is funny because they do that at the spas like in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's like you were doing it before it was cool,
Before it was cool.
Right?
We was
You pay lots of
trendsetters,
money for that.
Yeah.
right? We don't need to pay. We were doing it for free.
and it was such a big deal if you caught a goldfish
Yeah.
because
Oh, okay.
like they were rarely
And
seen.
the crawfish.
Mhm.
Just
Napping
catch all the
turtles
time and not know what to do with it.
Oh my god, and the
Right.
slanting diving board that was like
Oh,
on an
Yeah.
I
angle.
forgot about that.
That just no one used after
You
a
didn't
while.
dive like this. You
It
kind of
didn't
dove
look
like
safe.
No. And then the middle
then
dock as well that you
trying-
can swim out to.
When you
Trying
swim
to
under
get
the
back-
dock.
trying to get
Mm.
back up on the diving board, slipping on the cement that's eroding off of the edge of the lake.
Yeah.
So many safety hazards. Why?
God.
How are we still alive?
I don't know how we survived
Right?
childhood.
I
up
don't
there.
know how we survived.
Did you guys say that there was also a slide in the lake somewhere?
Yeah.
There was. It
Yeah,
ended up
in
at
the
Was it
Uncle
on the
Rick's.
dock?
Yeah, it was in the middle on the
It was
dock.
on the
Yeah.
dock, but they got
Okay.
rid of it because the teenagers at the time, not us. This was when we were like tweens, like
We were little
preteens.
kids.
We were little kids. The teenagers, like my sister Erin, her age,
Yeah.
they were the ones who were tipping it upside down all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Well, fuck all of you. We're getting rid of it." And I think Uncle Rick got it.
Oh,
You did.
Uncle Rick and Aunt
cool.
Jane.
Yeah, I went to the house
Yeah.
in Tavi.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It just got taken out like a couple years ago. They
That's-
Oh
redid
my
the
god, it was still
pool.
That's
functioning.
awesome.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's
Kind of
gotta
functioning, but
That
it was
thing
still
was there like before I was born.
Yeah.
Right?
it's gotta be over like 30, 40 years
Oh
old.
yeah, when
for
you would
sure.
go down it, like there'd be you'd get a scratch up the one side of your leg because there was like a
Was it
hole
like-
in it or something.
Wasn't there
and it
like
was,
one entire
attached.
side of it was tape?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to like glue it or something. Like
Yeah.
it was
There's-
repaired a few times.
There was
Oh,
a little
gosh.
like there was like a little in the
Yeah.
in the slide when you went down it, you could get like a little nip in your butt.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
You always catch your bathing suit on it. It's great.
Oh, that's funny.
Remember the bathing suits with like the holes in your belly and like
And then it
the
was
holes in your back
side.
attached at the side?
The original monokinis from the 80s.
I think like I
Yeah.
was wearing one in one of these pictures.
I
but
have some from
I'm
me
not
when
gonna
were little kids. Me and Danielle had them. We were sitting at a KOA campsite and we're just on this like little thing and we're just like this. You can see us with our little bellies hanging out. Those were the greatest bathing suits. I loved those.
My favorite one was the tie-dyed one with like it couldn't decide what animal it wanted to be. It was either tiger or like a cheetah. It had stripes and it had like spots, but it was like
Yeah.
rainbow tie-dyed color with a little skirt. Love that one. That was fantastic.
How many like trailers did you guys have? Because I know my mom had 2 in total. We had the first one, which was like the small itty bitty one, and then she upgraded like before she moved out into the 3rd or the 5th wheel. How many did you guys have over the years?
We
I
had
think
2
we
that
had
were
2.
there like all the time. The one by the park, and then when we took over Lindy's parents. So we had those 2, and then we used to take Grandpa's motorhome up every year when those years in between when we didn't have a trailer.
The Winnebago.
Oh my god, that Winnebago was sick.
So I feel like your grandpa actually used to have the rent the site beside on the other side of the pathway from us when he was in the Winnebago a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Cricket, how many did your parents have?
I think they just had the 2 when
Okay.
I was there. Like, I know when they first started, they had just a 2-man trailer that was
Ours
tiny.
too.
Yeah.
We had like a micro trailer kind of.
Yeah.
It was my grandpa Bob's, and it was white and yellow, and it had like the table into a bed, the couch that rolled into a bed where Aaron and Kyla slept, and then I slept on the bunk bed above that, and then like the counter in the middle where the kitchen was.
Yeah, we had to sleep. Remember, we had to sleep in the tent in our first one because it wasn't big enough.
Because it wasn't big enough. I remember that.
I remember when we stayed there one night, Lindy got too drunk and she literally stuck her head out the tent, puked outside
Because okay, if I moved and didn't get my out of the tent in time, I was going to vomit on you and Danielle. So before I sat up, I woke up Danielle and said, "Open the door, I'm gonna vomit." Like, open the fucking door. She opened it this far.
But then the funny thing
I
is
couldn't get it flat.
my mom and Mark the next day got so mad seeing the vomit. She was so
Yeah.
hungover having to clean it up. It was
I remember
so
walking down
funny.
there to see you guys, and it was
And
just
Danny-
vomit everywhere.
Danny took a picture of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a picture of it. It exists.
somewhere. Yeah, that was funny.
In my bathing suit, still wearing my clothes from the night before, my hungover, messy hair with a shovel. Just fuck you, Deb.
I remember when Mom and Dad put the bunk beds in the shed when everyone started doing that.
Oh yes.
I was at I had Liz up there, and it was me, Liz, and Chad were sleeping in there in some way, but I remember in the top bunk. Or I was in the bottom bunk and Liz was in the top bunk, and I thought it was raining, and I remember waking up thinking like fucking there's a hole in the shed. It was just her all in that Winnie the Pooh hat. I remember that. I remember them just waking up, coming inside, and I was like, wasn't me.
Not
I
me.
said, wasn't me.
Oh my
I
God.
also
nice there.
happened to throw up on the porch thing of Uncle Ryan's bunkhouse on my 18th birthday.
Okay.
I was thirsty. I passed out for about 10 minutes. I was thirsty. I grabbed my Dasani bottle of water out of my bag that had been sitting there all night, so it was cold, and I chugged it. Bad idea when
Yeah.
you're not drunk.
Yeah.
Don't chug cold water.
No.
About 10 minutes later, open the door and just closed the door, went back to bed, and I woke up to the sound of Uncle Ryan hosing it down. Thanks,
Oh.
Uncle Ryan, for not
Hose it
making
down
me
for
clean it
you.
up.
Uncle Ryan's solid.
Awesome.
Whereas my mom and Mark are like, screw you, you're doing it yourself. You were the stupid one to drink too much. You got to fix your problems.
It's because I
Exactly.
chugged the water. That was why I puked.
Sure.
What was your brother always was like the over the top guy at the dances.
Well, there'd be days where we would go up for the long weekend, and I remember we'd take like a Z24 car I used to have. Be like 4 or 5 of us piled into this stupid thing with the subwoofer in the back seat. You can't really fit in it. I was too tall for the car. And we would go back into Stratford and go to Goodwill and go raid the store there to find him outfits all the time. That was the biggest thing. And then the expenses of
Yeah.
Hawaiian shirts. I don't know who that other person is, but
That's
Cody.
Corey.
Corey, yes.
I have almost that exact same one. Where'd it go?
I
Hold on.
cannot remember. I can't remember names.
Remember when he put his hair in like tiny little ponytails, like
Your muffin
a
bitch.
checkerboard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. He sunburned like a checkerboard into his head.
Yep. I remember shaving weird designs into his head and him getting sunburns because we're ginger and realized he shouldn't do that.
Katie, I've been meaning to ask you. Do you remember that one long
Why?
weekend?
It's one of those wraparound skirts over your head. Is exactly what that is.
Wasn't that
Why
your
did
sexy
anyone ever let me
mamacita?
leave the house?
Wasn't that your sexy mamacita?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it was.
Okay. But Katie, do you remember that weekend that me and Steph wore our prom dresses to the dance? Do you have the tape?
The tape.
Because
We were dancing to My Chemical Romance in them, weren't we?
yeah, we were dancing to Helena, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, I remember
William
that.
Shatner over the top dancing, singing at each other.
Yes.
And I remember you videotaped like the whole time. And
Is that
I just,
on the
I need to see
videotape
it.
that
It's not on the one that you gave her like 10 years ago.
Because you
Hey.
borrowed it, didn't you?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, okay.
I have?
I was gonna watch it
Style and
yesterday, but I had to
haircuts?
work.
When
Oh my
did
gosh.
you guys close up your trailers? Was it like
Like for the season
yeah? Was it Labor Day or did you guys go for Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was after Labor Day.
after I was like Thanksgiving. I think we went up either the
Sometime
weekend
like that,
before or the
yeah.
weekend after.
Yeah, I think our last weekend was Thanksgiving weekend.
I do remember going up in like the middle of the winter and stuff though sometimes too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there was one year that we went and the snow was so high you could climb like on top of the roof of our trailer
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
jump off into the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
And
anyone
like
ever
you
go?
could walk across the lake.
Did
like,
anyone
I-
go for Thanksgiving
remember-
dinner up there?
Yes, we did
Do you
there
remember
a couple
that?
times. We did that a
Either
few
the
times,
year
yeah.
that Lil stuffed the turkey the night before and then let it sit overnight and then cooked it and then gave everyone food poisoning because I was definitely there for that.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
there for
no.
that.
Yeah,
I was
stuffed it like
there
the
for
night
that.
before, or like the day before, or something like that, and let everything like soak into the dressing. Didn't know how to cook a turkey. I've never been back. Not for
That's
those.
why you get
went-
box stuffing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we went up one year and it was,
So
I don't know,
tough.
we met up with Tiff and Melissa, and it was just me and Chad, and he was supposed to cook, and his idea of cooking was putting a can of chunky soup in the fire and let it cook. The outside burnt and the inside was frozen, and then like people took pity on us and brought us their Thanksgiving dinners. Yeah, it was probably Jackie, who's our cousin, but still. He wanted to bring us dinner because his whole plan of cooking the entire weekend was putting a can of chunky soup in the fire to cook.
Oh, that's high quality.
That's funny.
Spider dogs, delicious.
Ooh, yeah.
For spider wieners, that is why I fell in the fire. Not entirely. It was the long grass, but I was
Or you
running.
around.
I
You
wasn't
shouldn't
running
have.
around. I was 2, so I walked quickly. I had little legs and I had places to go. So
So
I
running
had
around.
walked. I was on like the one side of my mom, and she went to go grab the spider wiener out of the fire. And before like she could even look back, like, it was a split second. I had gone behind her and I
Yeah.
tripped on the grass right next to her, and I in the fire, hands in the ashes down the rim up to my elbow, and like instantaneously my mom like grabbed me by the back of my overalls and pulled me out.
Yeah.
And my dad poured like water on my hands, which would have been all fine except that he did this.
Ugh.
So that's
Yeah.
why I have a little scar right here. That's like the only thing I have from it. I have one in the middle of my hand, but that's all I have.
I know.
of it. And
I always thought they were lying about that.
fun fact,
There's no scars.
that is my very first memory, is the morning after that happened. Sitting on the nurse's desk. Because I remember that day. No, I don't remember waking up in the hospital, but I do remember being given to a patient who had just had a baby, to babysit me while the 5 people, the 4 nurses and the doctor that were at the hospital at the time, tended to an emergency cardiac arrest patient.
And the hospital was small, so I get
woman-
that. That makes
Right?
sense.
Good old
Woman
Seaforth Hospital.
Right.
just had a baby, few hours old, sitting in the like bassinet thing next to her bed, having to entertain a 2-year-old with bandages on both of her hands.
Yeah, it was the 80s. It was a wild, wild west back then.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting on the nurse's desk eating an orange popsicle while my parents came walking down the hall, my mom bawling her eyes out, my baby, because I guess they wouldn't let her stay with me overnight in the hospital.
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
spider dogs were dangerous though. I
They
remember
were.
coming back after a dance and we started a fire and everyone wanted them. No one thought to take the hot dogs out before. So they were frozen. So I was still in my genius mind, thought I could still cut it. Put the knife through my hand.
Oh,
And as I was, I
Caitlin.
remember waking mom up and she was just like, it's not that bad. And just
Good
went
oil
back
in
to
it.
bed, and I was just like, we bandaged it, and that was that. And
Mm.
I can't remember who it was. I'm bleeding. My hand's like wrapped in a paper towel, and someone comes in. They're like, "Well, do you have any ketchup for that?" Or like, and looked at my mom, was like, "I don't need any ketchup," and like walked out. But I can't remember who that was.
Probably
Yeah,
your
I
brother.
basically wrapped it up and was told it was fine, and they didn't want to take me to the hospital. So a weird scar in the middle of my, like a V scar in the middle of my hand, and I always, that's where that's from. Just trying to make like wiener dogs.
Right? So many scars just for
Do
the
you-
hard days at the trailer.
Cricket, do you remember Kyla was about 14 when this happened? When she fell off the bunk bed and cut her eye? Do you remember that?
I don't remember
So-
it happening, but I remember the
so-
story.
So I'm sleeping, and in the middle of the night I hear a thud, and I hear my mom come up and pick Kyla up off the floor, put her back on the bunk bed, and go back to bed. Hours later, wake up in the morning, my mom goes, "What the fuck?" And she comes running to the back of the trailer and checking. She pulls Kyla out, like Kyla's dead asleep, and she like rolls Kyla over. She goes, "Oh my god!" Scoops her up, takes her out. They get in the van and go. I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" A few hours later, they get back from the hospital. Kyla, yeah, she fell out of her bunk bed, hit her eye on the ladder, and like a huge gash just missed her eyeball. And my mom picked her up. She was covered in blood. So when she woke up in the morning, that was her what the fuck. So Kyla's bed was covered in blood and her eye was swollen.
Oh
and
my god, that's
yeah.
funny.
She just escaped losing an eye.
Right?
And my mom not even noticing.
In the middle of the night. Just, oh, it's okay. Go to bed, sweetie.
Not
Yeah.
even not the night, right? If you're
Oh.
half asleep, you'd forget the ladder's there.
Yeah.
Because I slept at opposite ends. Like Kyla's head was where the ladder was, and I sleep at the other end.
Yeah.
But like in a separate bed. I am following the bunk
Uh-huh.
bed.
And then we also had fireworks on the long weekends.
Oh,
But then
yeah.
eventually they
Yes.
stopped
For my
that as
birthday.
They did.
For my
yeah.
birthday. They were for my birthday.
For
Were
Lindy's
they?
birthday. But they also did the Me Too for as well for Victoria.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I just mean Canada Day. Those ones were mine.
Yes,
Just
that's
her.
true. Was
I
there
remember
Canada
so-
Day? Didn't have an
Yeah.
event, did it? Other than Canada Day? Like that, there wasn't any
We
special
had the
event,
Canada Day parade.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
parade that everyone could dress up red and white.
but it wasn't like.
Fun.
when
You
they
guys
do anything
remember
else.
shuffleboard?
Yeah.
Yes. And the horseshoe tournaments.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I was like 7, we were having a water balloon fight in the playground, and I ran over with a balloon to like throw one at my mom, and I stepped on a wasp, stung the bottom of my foot. Remember Poopy and Jeanette?
Yeah.
Alicia and
Yes.
Tiffany's mom. Okay,
Mhm.
or mom and dad. Jeanette saw me and she came, scooped me up, took me down to the lake and packed my foot in mud.
Mud.
My foot was the size of a baseball within like a half an hour. Couldn't walk for like a whole day. My dad had to drag me around in a wagon. Oh, my
Oh.
I
sisters did.
remember that.
Also, when I ran my foot over with the van as well, I also had to be rolled around in a wagon.
I remember that one.
Then didn't they do like
That was a time.
fries stuff like that at the pavilion a few times?
Oh, we did the
Yeah.
what was it called?
I can't
It was
remember.
a-
Oh,
I don't remember.
Not a fry fest.
I think it was like all weekend they would do it. Like there was a few hours they'd be at the pavilion on Saturday and a few hours on Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Mhm.
family was heavily involved in that. We did that
Yeah,
quite a bit
I remember that. Homemade fries are
They were
always the
good fries.
best.
They are.
yes.
because we had like that cutter thing that would cut them into like the French
Yeah.
fry thing.
Yes.
And I would take those raw, sprinkle them with salt, and eat them. So good. You never eaten raw
Mm.
potatoes?
No.
No, I do
None
not.
of you? None of you.
No.
I have. I don't like
Katie?
it.
Okay, well at least you tried it.
Grandpa does that all the time. When we were
Raw
little,
potatoes
like,
with a little bit of salt. Delicious.
yeah.
That's probably where she got it from, knowing Lindy.
That's very highly likely.
Right?
And he used to look at me weird when I would eat raw rhubarb.
Dipped in sugar.
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah. You can take a cup of sugar,
Cricket
and
dipped
you
in
cut the
sugar.
ends off, and then you dip it in, and then just basically just suck the sugar off and get
But really, it's just a vessel for sugar,
pretty much. It was
So,
just
like-
Exactly
food.
what it
It
is.
had
like
no
your-
flavor to it.
Your own personal fun dip
right?
Yeah.
when it
Yes.
only came with 2 flavors.
Sugar
Uh-huh.
and rhubarb,
Eventually, it was just rhubarb, but yes.
right?
Oh lordy
Yeah,
lord.
do you remember that lady that used to drive around in the van? Speaking of sugar,
And
They
do
would
the
have all the
cookies
things
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back.
On the
back,
back.
yes.
Cookies and like,
Yeah.
Or the
Yes.
people with the produce.
yeah.
So good.
And it would just all you see this van, and you just like run out. You'd have all your money out just because you knew she was coming.
And you want to make
Take
sure
my
she didn't sell out
money!
either.
Yeah.
Because if she got like if she went around a different, like say she went up to like the B or the A section first, and you got down to like
Mhm.
ours, the seas or whatever.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
like,
you'd always
"You're
watch
done."
which way she went and
Yeah.
just chase her sometimes.
Yep.
Find out her schedule when she was planning on like making her rounds. Just
You had to be
wait.
up by a certain time.
Oh, do you remember
Yeah.
when like you would like shower before the teen dance? You couldn't shower in the trailer because God forbid you use the shower in the trailer.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where like you would always
Communal.
go up to the dance hall showers because they were the
Yeah.
cleanest, and then
Yeah.
you get really mad when someone was already in them, and then you had to go to the dirty ones over by the A section,
Right.
Yes.
or having to use any of the number of outhouses strewn across the park.
I refuse
no,
to
I did
use
not.
the
I would not.
outhouses.
I would
walk.
squat on in a tree like 10 feet into the forest.
I would
before
just
use
walk
that
to one of the
outhouse.
bathrooms. I didn't care.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was not using
I would
those
wait. You
outhouses.
could hold it. There was never an emergency enough.
Exactly.
But it really sucked when you were at the pavilion because you were like the farthest away from a bathroom.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Except for that one outhouse that was 20 feet away.
I was
Go
a
to the
B.
path behind. You're fine.
However, I don't know about you, but me and Cricket, we were B and C right by the park, so we could still walk to our bathroom. So it
Yeah.
wasn't an issue when
Yeah.
we were at the pavilion.
Yeah,
But-
that's true.
If we were
Me
down
being
in
the-
like the F section or F section in the
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
or whatever,
F and
yeah,
H's and
Yeah.
F
stuff.
and H and that, yeah, then yeah, you were really far away from
I
the
was A
bathroom.
and
Yeah.
C, so we were good.
Exactly. We
And
were
we
all
were
in the good
only-
area.
We were only in the
Yeah.
F section when we were little kids and we were like catching frogs and shit in that pond back there.
Or when you
used
got
to
to be
love
like a
that one.
teenager and you could rent your own site and you got
On
stuck
the
back
H.
there because
Yes.
No, when
I
we
never
were
got
renting,
stuck back there.
loud.
We got stuck at B right in the middle there,
or
or we
E1,
got is it E1 like
Yeah.
right across from the store.
right across from the store, that corner
Oh
one that's
my
not
God.
even a site.
oh,
Yeah.
that
was like-
triangle one. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I have some of the best memories from there.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
what
I remember when we rented
I-
it, and one of my brother's friends came up with like he's a weird dude, but comes up with like his suitcase, one was like 1960s school suitcase, comes in with his like fluorescent like Galbraith hat on. He packed for the weekend. All he had was a old thrift store fine coat and a bottle of whiskey. All he brought for the entire weekend. There was no tent, there was no food. The one thing I remember from that weekend was just him like opening this up, putting his coat on, getting his whiskey out, and just putting the suitcase away.
He didn't even bring like a sleeping bag or anything
No.
like that. No pillow, blanket.
No.
wow.
No,
all right then.
Nope.
I
And I-
my
remember
mom was there. She
I
provided.
remember being on that site and I had a really bad shroom trip
Yes, Fraser and his sister
because
were up
I
that
made the
that
mistake
weekend.
of eating them whole. This is what I remember from that night. I got really hot and I had to go pee. So I took off my shirt and I was walking to the bathroom in
does.
my bra. And I don't remember the two people that accompanied me, probably you two, you and Katie, Steph and Katie. And my back started to hurt, so I hunched over. And I'm walking to the bathroom like this, top like with just in my bra and my jean shorts.
I feel like I might remember this.
Some guy off the
I
other
definitely
side going,
remember
"Oh,
this.
had too much to drink, did she?" And Steph was like, "Oh, not exactly. Nothing to drink." Then came back from the bathroom. You guys convinced me to put my shirt back on, which I did. Then my skin started to itch, and I
You remember
it-
this?
bugs under my skin, and I
Yeah.
was like, "No, I'm gonna claw my skin off or whatever." So I dug a hole barehanded in the ground, like just dug a hole.
I remember that was the year I got the camp set in a bag, so it was like a tent, two
Oh,
chairs,
yeah.
and then the sleeping bags
Yep.
or whatever. And the chairs were not chairs; they were basically just butt seats with like this much of a backing on them.
Stools.
Yeah, and I remember Fraser's sister Tasha was sitting there, and she was just like, and people were like, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
And
I remember.
there's no arm pads. 'Cause it
Where's
was-
my cup holder?
right?
Yeah.
Like
Where am I supposed to put my drink?
it was that's what I remember from that night.
I also said it was bedtime randomly, went into the tent, grabbed my comforter, laid it out perfectly, laid on it, rolled myself up, and went to
Burrito.
sleep.
Do you remember when
What
they used to
kind of-
buy us those 0.05 coolers from the grocery
Mango
store and we
coolers?
thought we were badass?
I still buy them.
They take it.
Good. They just had literally no alcohol. content,
Only the berry
but we
ones.
thought
though.
we were so cool. I probably haven't had one since Family Paradise.
We were so cool.
Not
We
because
were.
of those.
No, not because of those. But we were totally like the best crew of friends anybody could
Right?
possibly fucking have. Like
Mhm.
legit. Like I would not trade my childhood for anything.
No.
No. Oh my god, they were so much fun up there.
Love
But
it.
then that
This is
continued because I met
lunch.
like all the people through. I used to hang out with you more after or outside of Family Paradise, and that's why I met like half the people that like Steph. How I became more friends with her when I go hang out with you afterwards, right? And then like the
Yep.
trailer was just But like, where'd you guys meet? We're like Family Paradise. It's a thing. Even like a couple of girls I hang out with are from Seaforth or Huron County somewhere, but go up there and they'd be like, do you remember Allison that used to work at the store?
Yes, she lived
Yeah.
across the street.
Across the street. So her
Yeah.
and my friend that I met through a girl in college, but they're like best friends. And we would go hang out and went to a party there and she kept looking at me and I kept looking at her and I was like, fuck. Like, you used to work at Family Paradise. She's like, oh my God. Like, this is weird seeing you outside of there. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
hung,
what to say.
we hung out with her for like an entire summer when she wasn't working.
She's out west now.
Oh, good for her.
I
But
remember
so,
that.
yeah,
Having those
people
two
we
worlds
would
collide
meet-
was super weird.
Right. And then
Remember-
cricket, I see you still see like all the time with Lacey and everything.
Yeah,
So it's like, again, more people we just
Yeah.
kept, and it's just our lifelong friends from the trailer.
Exactly.
exactly.
That's what I miss about Giant Tiger. I don't get to see Lacey as much anymore.
Mm.
I used to see her all the time
Mm.
when she would come into shop, like her mom and her dad would too. But now I haven't seen her in like 6 months because that's how long it's been since I've worked there. Because remember when we would drive into Listowel for McDonald's breakfasts?
Yes.
yeah.
When we were all
Yes.
hungover and shit. Like, it's like, okay, who's driving this morning? Who's not still drunk? Like,
I never had to because I didn't have a license.
Same.
I remember, Kate, my 19th birthday weekend, before we came up. So I got my G2 4 days before I turned 19. I turned 19. I think it was the Saturday I turned 19. My parents gave me the blue van, the safari van, for the weekend, and
Forgot
my
about that thing.
and Kyla got mad because she never got to do that. She's like, Mom and Dad would never have trusted me away for the weekend with a vehicle.
Yeah, you were not the responsible one I would have trusted. 100%. You were not the one I would trust.
And I remember in that safari van, you had this Discman with the computer speakers as the like audio.
And you had to hit the radio station in certain combinations to get certain stations.
Those were the days.
Oh, I miss those old vehicles.
And then I also remember going into Seaforth and getting groceries at was it Nectals? I think it was at the time.
Yep. Oh, and going to Stedman's to get yarn and gimp for friendship
Yes.
bracelets.
Yeah.
Yes, Stedman's.
Pinning them to your
Yeah.
pillow and just
Yep.
having at her or making friendship bracelets.
Or
Yeah.
sitting in the hall and watching movies. Huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
on a rainy day.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
You guys remember going to
miss
bingo?
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
bingo. Yes.
And when you were a little kid and you won, you'd get like stares from some of like the
Right?
grown-ups being like, oh, that
The
one was
regular.
mine. The ones with all the troll dolls in front of them.
Yes.
In their bingo bag.
Oh my God, do you remember dyeing your hair with the bingo afterwards?
And it was usually
Right.
probably a Crown Royal bag too.
Yeah.
To put the bingo
Yeah.
things in.
And there used to be the lady at bingo that always, every time they yell like I-22, she would be like, toot
Yep. Choo choo, choo choo.
I think that was her name June?
I
Huh.
can't remember.
It was. I think she was the girl,
So,
Ron and June, and I think they used
Mhm.
to camp beside the catwalk that went to the pool.
Yeah,
They
yes,
were
I
3
think that
sites
was
down
her.
from
Like
me.
the second one,
Yeah.
They were
not
3
the
sites
first
down from me.
catwalk, the second catwalk.
Yeah.
Do you remember their British grandchildren?
I was
that
just gonna
visit?
say when the
Yes.
British grandkids came up and they got like the bad sunburns and whatever that year.
Ooh,
Because
we wrote words on the one guy's back.
But it was funny when his younger siblings swore in a British
they were
accent.
so
Yeah.
cute. The little girls, I loved them. They were just so adorable. Little
Yeah.
British kids sound so proper when they swear.
When they swear, bugger all the
Bollocks.
bits.
Right? You're-
Bollocks. Bloody out. What else we got? What other stories we got? Oh, we gotta have 10 more. We gotta have 10 more.
Oh, I know we do. It just
Um,
it's thinking back to them because it's been like what we said, like 20 years since
Yeah.
we probably recollected
Oh.
on some of them. So it takes a moment to bring them back.
Do you
Yeah.
remember
Right.
getting shot at the gravel pit?
No, but I do remember going to the quarry to swim
I
at, and
forgot
like
the quarry.
all the ATVs, and they kept
Yeah.
like closing it every summer because of an ATV, and then it opened up, and then
Yeah.
it would close.
Yeah, and then you'd go and there'd be beer bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we would always drive there in someone's pickup truck, sitting like in the open part of the
In
back
the
of the
back
truck
part.
with the
bed,
tail
yeah.
down, sitting on the edge of the tail, driving down the fucking gravel highway at like 60, 70
I
kilometers
missed
an
that.
hour.
Yeah, I
It's holding
forgot
on for
about
dear
the
life.
quarry.
I remember just walking down that street because they're like, well, there's nothing else better to do. Let's just walk down
Let's
the
just
road.
walk.
Yeah,
I
we
remember
would-
when you got
we
a
would get-
tattoo, we had to go there because you couldn't go into the pool and it was hot out. So you made us walk all the way to the quarry so you could go in the water.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't
Oh,
have one.
yeah,
so
I guess
clearly
I-
not me.
okay.
Yeah, it was 100%
Yeah.
you. And there was someone else that had a tattoo, but you were the one that made us walk to the quarry so you could get into the water too.
I don't recall.
Anytime you
Don't
made me
recall.
do something, I remember.
I mean, sounds like something I would. Oh,
Right.
do you remember the back way into the quarry and it had that old school bus
That's
that
where
was
we had to
slowly being
walk.
taken?
Yeah.
I know. Oh, we had to go the long way. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Might this
The
be
long way was down the highway,
way.
like
I think
the
I remember
rough
this
way.
because I think we went with my
down the
mom's-
sandhill, up the sand. Is that road paved now? The road leading into Family Paradise.
Yeah.
That highway, like where
I
we would
think it
take like
is.
to the
Oh,
quarry
that's
or
been
whatever.
paid for a long
That's
time.
been paid for a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was paid for when I went there.
I don't
That was
remember.
paid the entire time I drove there before I was 16. Because we used to go sit up there and rollerblade on it.
I
Mm.
remember driving down that road for a whole like 50 feet when I was 7 before my dad slammed on the brakes because I was about to steer us into a ditch. In that red van that I happened to find a picture of.
I wish I could find my pictures.
The
I
Dodge
remember
or
that
Caravan
van.
or something.
Yeah.
I think everybody had a version of that van.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had a red one.
Well, I
But
think back of like
Riley's
everything we
testing
did
our
as
limits.
kids, and like as teenagers and all the shit we did, I'm just like, this kid's gonna give it back to you tenfold.
Yep.
I'm
All the time.
worried.
That's why I told him he has to have
I'm
another
worried.
kid, so that this one has someone to look after him.
Mhm.
I used to be the one that would have to
Right.
take care of his ass for everything, like
As
Right?
much as
hospital
me
visits.
and my sisters fought and probably
Mhm.
hated each other all the years growing up, I'm so happy I grew up with siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
either I would have gotten caught for all of the shit that I did, I would have died. Like
Yep.
when Kyla rescued me from your birthday party that we are not talking about.
Another
Like-
episode though.
Sure. But like stuff like that. Like I'm so glad I grew up with
Yeah.
siblings. Like it's
Right.
funny, me and Cricket are the youngest of 3 girls, and Steph and Kate are the youngest of 2. She has an older brother,
Yeah.
Steph has the older
I
sister.
know. I kind of feel like I missed out on the sister part there.
But
Dad's
I
alright.
I wonder what it's
Yeah, but we missed it
right,
on the
I feel
brother
like I
part.
want an
That's
older
another
brother
part.
sometime to like beat down the like
Yeah.
stupid boyfriends or
He did not do
ex-boyfriends or
that.
things like that. You know,
Right.
like-
I feel like I'd be a better boy mom if I grew up with brothers, right?
Yes.
I will say,
I mean,
like
Aaron's
having the
in the
older
same
brother,
boat.
you said like
He-
protected, like the
Yeah.
older brother beat down, whatever. He only ever did that once, and it was at Oktoberfest when a guy that used to work for me, worked for me at the time,
yeah.
came up and gave me a hug, and he got like super fucking weird about it, and I was like, so this is like Tom, and this is his girlfriend, but cool. And he's like, no, why are you hugging? And I'm like, what the hell?
Really?
Oh yeah, the only time was
mean-
when we were both drinking, and it would be like nothing, and then yeah, that, or it'd be someone he didn't know. But if I actually had the boyfriend, no, he never said
Oh, Chad.
it.
I do also remember there was one weekend when I think the Hartmans were down from my site, and for some reason we all just for the whole weekend we're singing Limp Bizkit and Together Now. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Someone was just going around all weekend.
Yeah.
One of the moms or something.
Wasn't that the weekend that I threw up outside the tent and your
Is it?
mom had to clean up? Because that was the weekend, Katie, that you got your wisdom teeth out. Steph and Danielle didn't drink yet, or
Oh.
Steph was not feeling good. Danielle didn't drink yet. I don't think you were there that weekend.
I don't think so.
But I was the only one drinking that
I was gonna
weekend.
say, yeah, you weren't there when I got my wisdom teeth. I got my
And
wisdom
I don't
teeth
think
on a
Chad and
Thursday.
Chris drank either.
Yeah.
Chad and Chris didn't drink either.
Mhm. I was
And
Thanks to you.
Taryn wasn't drinking for some reason. I don't remember. I
It
don't
was a
remember why or
terrible
she wasn't
weekend.
there. Maybe she wasn't there.
yeah.
Because it wasn't, I don't think it was a long weekend or anything.
It was.
It was July. I think
was
it was actually
August.
September because
August.
it was it August.
It was
or Labor
August.
Day?
I think it was
Civic,
August
'cause
because mom and dad
most
wanted to
people
go
don't show up for
camping for the
Civic.
weekend. So I was like stoned out of my mind on fucking painkillers, and my face was all swollen. And they were like, "You'll be fine." I just kept like
Yeah.
every time it hurt, I just kept taking pills, and I think I
Yeah.
took 3 times what I was supposed to in a day because I was just like, fucking it hurt. I was just like, here you go. I think I was just stoned that whole weekend on painkillers.
I also, do you know what, Katie? I think I remember. I think it was that same weekend. I was really drunk. You were stoned on your medication, and we wandered the campground counting stars.
yeah,
I think we stopped at like 900 something.
yeah.
Oh
We
god.
got bored, or
Well,
we got
that and someone
distracted.
told us we were counting the same stars over again.
The star. It's hard to make sure you've got all the stars in the sky.
Yeah, you go by like the roads, but you don't realize they stay the same.
And my mom actually was here yesterday and she brought up that she's like, yeah, I've only ever been drunk like 2 times. Steph's only ever seen me drunk 2 times. And I'm like, yeah, one of them was Labor Day weekend at the trailer, the lot draw, and you were walking around drunk singing Because I Got High.
Yes.
That's the only time I've seen
Yeah.
my mom drunk. Or the first time I saw my mom
Yep.
drunk was the lot draw when they won, and they had a shooter party across the
Yes.
street. And
Denise, I think it was Ivan and Denise
Mhm.
used to do it.
no, it was an older couple. I can't remember.
Oh,
their name
okay.
now.
Vern and Gloria.
Oh, okay.
No, No, down from them, a couple down from them. Where
Oh, Marion Corbin.
I don't remember.
Either way, big shooter party
Yeah,
happening.
they had a big shooter party for some reason.
Yep.
They got all drunk there, and we started making fun of her, and they basically first time she told us to fuck off. And she was so proud of herself
For telling your kids to fuck
Yeah.
off.
for making fun of her drinking. She's like, I'm allowed. We're like, okay. I
You're
still get
allowed
to
anytime.
We raised each other
Oh god, yeah.
during the summers.
Literally.
We raised each other. I saw my parents
Yep.
maybe a couple of hours a weekend.
When you need new clothes or
Breakfast?
dinner,
food.
breakfast.
Right.
Breakfast,
When you
lunch,
had
to
and
check
dinner,
in.
and before bed.
Yeah, you'd have to go and
Yeah.
check in every
I
couple
don't
of
even
hours.
remember. Like there was one
Yeah.
summer, a couple summers when we had to be on site by 11, and I'd always go over to Cricket's Trail and we played cards till whatever time because we were in the trailer. For some reason, that one
Yep.
night is the night my dad forgot I went there, and it was like 1 or 2 in the morning. And I walked back, and we used to sleep out on the hammocks and stuff on the deck. And Mike and Chad were in the sleeping bags. He's like, "You're in shit." I was like, "For what?" Like, and he
For
was
what,
so upset
Perry?
he couldn't find me. That's
Yeah.
the one place I've been
He
every
was so
night,
mad.
all
Right.
summer. And then they went off to the casino in Clinton and were like, "You need to check in." So I had to go like check in with random people and be like, "I didn't die yet, I'm still here," and leave. And they were like, "Okay." And then
I'm
we
still
went to
standing
Lisbon
up.
and we're gone for like 6 hours, and I came back and was like, "Still didn't die." They were like, "Oh hey," I'm like, "You lost me." I'm like, you can't rat me out."
Oh, God.
That was the one weekend I ever had to have check in or like actually talk to them or anything.
And it was always okay at
remember-
like 11 o'clock to be like, okay, yeah, it's curfew time, but I'm going to go and sit down at like Cricket's or I'm going to go sit
Yeah.
down at Katie's. And your parents are like, okay, that's cool. Leave it. As long as you're on
Well,
a site, we don't care. Just
we
don't
would-
run them
we
up.
would-
Right?
We'd
Exactly.
go in like a group together. Like when we were a lot younger, like stuff before I met you, it would be like me, Taryn, and Christina, and we would walk around to everybody's site, to each parent site, and be
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna be at this site. We're gonna be at this site," but we weren't at this or that site.
No.
We weren't there at all. We went other places,
Usually the
Like
ball
the
diamond or the
pavilion.
playground or
up in the
Pavilion.
rafters of the
Yeah.
pavilion.
Up in the
I
rafters.
have a
I mean,
picture of you in the rafters somewhere here, actually.
Oh yeah, I know you do. And there was plenty of times where we got caught by Lil and Pete because like we
flashlight.
would see them coming like way far away, and we wouldn't think that they saw us. So we would all scramble up the rafters and we'd lift up our feet and everything, and we'd hide and we'd wait like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and we'd hear them go by and you'd see the flashlight along the patio
Mhm.
and you would think you were safe, and I'm just like, wait, just wait. They'd come in and they'd go,
Yeah.
hi guys. Fuck you guys.
Were you
We were
guys
a
with
good
us
time.
when we were on the ball diamond and they drove by, did their flashlight, couldn't see us, we were too far back, and so we were all like, we're safe, like whatever. And I can't remember,
Pretty sure I was with you.
could have been, but we were sitting there, I can't remember what it was, but we were sitting there, and then all of a sudden these people started chasing us with lights, and we didn't know who it was because we're like, they don't move that fast. So like, these just random adults were like trying to screw with us and started like chasing
I
us,
was
and we
not
like,
there with you. I don't remember that.
oh, I know Mike was there, like Mike
I
P.
think I remember hearing about it.
and my friend Lisa came up because when we went across the street, we were hiding in the ditch across the highway, in the ditch over there in the long grass, and then Mike kept
Right.
going. All of a sudden, he'd be like, "Nom, we're in Nom." We're like, but then the stupidest part was we had the cooler on the road, so every time we moved, the cooler just went by with us. And then we ran down through the ditch, ran back to the main entrance and back to the campfire, and freaking out that Lil and Peter chasing us. But then they were at the fire talking about when she got stung by that bee or whatever, and we were like, "Who's chasing us?"
So who the hell was chasing you?
I don't know. We still don't know. Like, there was just these, like I said, like these two adults that were just like screwing with us. We thought it was Lil and Pete chasing us with their flashlights.
I remember your
Oh.
brother's cooler wagon.
On a wagon.
God.
His covered cooler on a wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that
Awesome.
weekend he was singing "Gonna paint a wagon, gonna paint it fine" all weekend long.
And then he rode it down the hill by the H section.
Oh my God, I have pictures of that.
He
Oh,
didn't take the
where are
cooler
those?
out of the wagon. He sat on top
Yeah.
of the cooler
And then
as his friends pushed him down this hill.
was it Mike
like
that
by
stood in
Beehive
front
Hill?
of it?
And he almost got ran over by
Yeah,
the
I
wagon.
have a picture.
Yeah.
So I have a picture right 10 feet, not even know, 5 feet before the wagon's about to hit Mike. And I just have a picture from behind of that. And I can't remember if he actually hit him or not, but I have that picture. And he had that yellow fisherman hat on.
Yeah.
That was the weekend we were back in the H section, and it was like
That was May
snowy.
2-4 when
Yeah,
it snowed.
it snowed.
And we tented Gump.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
that was when the lake
next
became
door.
Herpes Lake.
What about the Katie and Lindy Memorial Lake?
Yeah, we were gonna buy the campground and rename it the Katie and Lindy Memorial Park.
Yes, we were. We had so
Yeah.
many plans for it,
It was-
and then they go and ruin it by putting fucking trailers
Right.
around the back of the lake.
and then they made it
Is
a
there
chain. And now it's
trailers
bought by
back
a
there?
chain, I think.
It's a chain now.
Yeah,
I think
They
so
took out
too.
the hot tub.
that needed to go.
Yeah.
That thing was broke.
It was kind of
Yeah, it was
gross.
kinda nasty.
Or at least could have replaced it with a new one.
I just miss going hot
Yeah.
tub to pool, hot tub to pool.
Yeah.
Getting as many suds on you as possible in the hot tub to run and
Right.
jump into the pool, and they just dissipate. Oh, remember playing ping pong?
Yeah.
In the pool.
Fuck, I want to play ping
Yes.
pong. And I don't mean ping pong for you people. I don't mean ping pong like
Table
with the ball and
tennis?
the paddles. I mean in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Where like you have the people along the side and one person is it and they pick a movie or a TV show or whatever and they have to say the initials of said movie or TV show and the person has to swim to one side and go ping.
If
swim
they
back
guess
to ping
it,
pong, and then say the name of said movie or TV show.
If
It would
they
be
know
fun,
it.
fantastic
Yeah.
game.
and if you didn't
Or
know it,
colors.
if you
Yeah.
didn't know it, they had to give you clues about
Yeah,
what the.
colors. That was
Yeah.
a fun
Yeah,
one
you
too.
could say clue and you could say like who stars in it or what the plot is or
Yep.
something like that. Like our first ones were always the really easy ones like FH, Full House.
Do you remember at the pool when they had the protector and you used to jump off of that thing into
Yes.
the pool?
And they took it out because of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Way to ruin it.
Yep. We ruined a lot of good things.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
those swimming pool rules memorized.
Oh god.
Every word memorized and didn't follow one of them. You think I showered before I went to the pool? No.
Did anyone? The only
Right?
time I ever
Yeah.
showered where was when the showers were full and you went down your bathing suit to wash your hair. Or when you got a
Right.
blonde and you really needed to get that stench off you.
Yes.
That too. Or
Yes.
when the pool water was just a little bit too cold. You would shower in
Yeah.
the really cold water
Yeah.
and then jump in and it would be warm.
And then it wouldn't be
Yeah.
so bad.
I learned how to ride a two-wheeler there when I was 7 in the baseball diamond because my dad knew I was gonna fall several times, which I did.
You are accident prone.
Very accident prone.
Yeah.
And I always found it funny that they had like I said about how your grandpa used to take the site across from us on some random weekends in his Winnebago. Where there was like B section was like a seasonal site, but there was like that site was a rental
The
site,
odd,
and then
yeah.
at the end, like it was weird that these
Yeah.
random odd ones in the seasonal sites were
Well,
rentals.
Was there a seasonal person? Like I think that was B12. Like your mom and Mark were B11,
Yeah.
and then I think the next one was B12. I believe B12 was a seasonal site up until like maybe the year before that.
I think so too.
I feel like there was always a trailer there, and then those people left, and it became a weekender site because nobody really wanted it as a seasonal, I guess. Which I totally
Wanted
would have.
it.
It's a good location. But
Right?
then didn't Chris and Chad camp there quite often as weekenders? They're seasonal
Yeah.
down in the F section.
Yeah, they were always weekenders because
And they had that
did.
fucking ferret.
So across from me at the very end, right by the
Right.
baseball diamond, that's where his parents
Yes.
stayed that one weekend. And
Labor
that was
Day
a weekender
weekend.
site. Yeah, Labor Day weekend.
Because that's where I met Jenna and Liz because they went up with
Yes.
them.
Yes, exactly. That
Yeah.
weekend.
Who remembers Albert?
He had the canoe all the time, right? Yes.
Do you not think of that a little differently now that you're
Oh
an
god,
adult?
yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Can't think that I've thought back about it, but maybe now that you've mentioned it, maybe.
Ever since I
Yeah.
started
I'm
working-
sure he had absolutely no ill intent.
No.
He was just a nice guy.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now,
But the fact
my
that our parents were
should have
never
probably been a
concerned.
little bit more worrisome.
Mhm.
But who
Oh,
knows?
yeah.
Maybe they went over and talked to him and stuff when we didn't even know that.
I highly
Like
doubt
maybe
that,
they
but
went over and discussed
a nice
stuff with
thought.
him. But he would wash his hair and stuff in the lake, and I'm just like, the
That's
lake's
weird.
fucking dirty.
and
Right.
smells like old
How
dead
productive.
fish.
Productive.
And then the other weekender, Chicklets.
Oh my god.
And Ooter.
Oh,
Do you remember Ooter?
Ooter, yeah.
Even though now that I think about it, that's a terrible shaming name, and we should call him by his real name, Mike. Sorry, Mike. Sorry,
Right.
we called you that name. I apologize.
I do
But it
miss
was
Chick.
the Simpsons.
remember
It was
Chiclet.
the Simpsons German guy, yes, that we kind
Yeah.
of. I think it was because I was like, "Don't make me run. I am full of chocolate."
Yeah, it was his impression, right?
I think he said
Yeah.
that, and that's why we kept calling
yeah,
him that.
and that's
yeah.
why we called him Ooter.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't out
Oh,
of like offensive to
remember?
him.
Before we could drive, we had designated walkers.
Yes.
and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
Jesse was our designated walker. Yeah.
with our DW because he didn't drink, and he will always forever remember like be 14 in my mind because he turned like 18 or 19 or something, and I'm just like, no, you're fucking not that old. You're like
Right?
15. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you fucking are.
So funny.
Oh, man.
Seeing people on the
Oh.
road. You're just like, I haven't
I
seen you in
miss-
forever,
I
guys.
miss family.
Since we're at about
Every generation.
5:40, I think all of us have to
Yeah.
eat soon. Is there any
Yes, we all have to go.
last little thoughts that we have about summer, July 1st?
Last little
trailers, little
memories.
tidbits, memories.
You remember the oh shit tournaments?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Oh
oh,
my
shit.
god.
I know I'm trying to think. Other than like the forts that we had as kids in the
Oh, like down in the
forested
little bush there
areas.
by the
Pavilion?
Yeah, down that way. It had
Yeah,
like a
across the
swing in there
road.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Katie, Cricket.
Yes.
Remember Teen Dance, Wipeout, Ace and his friends?
Yes.
Like
And Matt Frame.
Matt Frame. I just became
Oh.
friends with him on Facebook.
Oh, did
Hi,
you?
Matt.
Oh my god.
I thought I saw it in my people you may know thing. I'm just like, huh. I don't
Weird.
remember if he remembers me. I was like, I haven't seen him in like
Right.
15 years. Long
He
time.
was an extra in a
Mhm.
Was
movie.
he?
Don't ask me what movie yet, but I don't know what movie. But
Maybe
I
I'll
just
ask him.
remember he was
You should.
years and years and years ago. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be an extra in a movie," and I was like, "Oh."
Did you know that
cool."
Christina was an extra in one of Aaron Carter's videos, music videos?
I remember that
Ooh.
actually, you saying that.
It's the one that he filmed in Toronto. I think it wasn't Aaron's party. It was, I forget what it's called. Yeah, like she was one of the extras when he was like filming in the streets.
Okay.
That's
Very
cool.
funny.
Right?
I watched it and I'm just like, oh, Christina, you don't like Aaron Carter that much. That is acting, Oscar. No, I think that
Right.
I'm
just-
sure I'll think of more memories later. I have memories, I have more memories.
God,
but they're
yeah.
sad
Oh,
memories
there's so
that I'd
many
rather
more,
not talk about
But
them.
we also only have a limited amount of time that people actually want to
Yeah.
listen to us talk.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's-
So yeah, like I said, I think you kind of like we're saying it earlier, Lindy, like at the trailer, like we all just kind of, we grew up together. We kind of helped each other through all of our times and kind of helped it, it was
yeah.
we have a little collective and our little friends, and we've all still friends to this
Absolutely.
day, 20 years
Yeah.
later, 20 plus years later, actually.
Right.
I think it's kind of like what they say in the Stand By Me. Those are the best of friends I've had. Does anyone ever have any
You-
friends that they have when they were 12 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
You've never had
Yeah.
friends like the ones you have when you're 12.
Yeah.
Jesus does anyone.
Exactly.
Nailed it.
I
Yeah, I
wouldn't
wanna
change
choose
anything
you.
about the crap we did back
Me
there.
neither.
Yes.
Do you remember when I
Yes, and
pants
he got
Mike in the
mad at
pavilion?
you.
Yes.
I still feel bad
Yeah.
about that.
Well,
Probably
there's
should a
your
little bit.
opportunity to apologize, Lindy.
Sorry,
if Mike
Mike.
ever listens to this, Lindy is sorry.
I had I had a lot of firsts there.
Mm-hmm.
First kiss was Mike.
Yep.
Yep.
Mine was
Yeah.
Ryan,
At
my first
13,
boyfriend, and my
12.
first kiss.
Yeah, I remember that.
Anyways,
Yeah.
ladies, thank you for joining
Thank you so
us.
much for
Of
joining
course.
us.
Thank
No
you.
And talking about our old
problem.
good memories.
A good walk down childhood memories.
We'll have to do it again sometime. And like I said, we'll have to do this Family Paradise reunion sometime.
Yeah, we do.
Yes.
In real
Get
life.
everyone together and just have good times.
Yeah, right.
We'll have to like recreate some of like our favorite memories. Like we'll do like a scavenger hunt or play bingo or
Right?
have a teen dance or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Something silly.
do you remember when Casey stole my Pearl Harbor soundtrack?
Yeah.
I eventually got that back. I got it back. I think the last time I was there
Oh,
was
jeez.
like 8 or 9 years ago. Our parents would fucking like crowd around the screen doors at the back of the hall and pee and like
Oh my god, it was
What?
so creepy.
Right.
they're like, oh my god, they're dancing. Look who she's dancing with. Oh, they're slow dancing. Oh, his hands are a little low. Back off, guys. Go drink your beers at your campfire.
Right?
You're kid free for the evening. Enjoy
Right.
it.
Yeah, you have unpaid supervised vision here. Like what? It cost you $5.
$2.50
Right.
or something. I think
Yeah,
it
I
came
can't remember.
$5, but I think it was like $2 or $50 at first or whatever.
Yeah.
You'd get the stamp on your hand and you immediately go like this.
Yeah. I miss those
Dancing on chairs
dances.
until they kicked us off.
And they would just congregate in like the chairs and hang out and have
Mhm.
snacks
And then when we were-
inside.
When we got old enough, what?
Snacks
What
inside.
did you just say?
Snacks inside.
Oh, I thought you said and have sex
That's
inside. I'm
what
like,
I heard. I was like, hey,
you having sex
I was not
with?
aware
I
of this
wasn't.
part of the dance.
No, over in the little area. You have all your snacks over there with all
The
of our stuff.
tucker,
And,
like the tuck shop kind of.
yeah.
Never mind. Beside the stage.
Yeah.
Tables
Yeah, yeah.
are.
Tables and everything. And we
Yeah.
just hang out there for a
Right
bit,
there.
throw our snacks, our drinks, and then when
Yeah.
we're like, go for a rest, hang out. We were too tired from dancing too much.
Go outside and well, me, not you three, but I'd go outside and like start a cigarette, and then my favorite song would come on and be like, "Bitch!"
I remember those.
Right
Yeah,
back
you go to
inside.
you have all your booze outside and you go to like mix your drink, hear your song. You're like, fuck, I gotta hurry.
Gotta get back in there. Oh, thanks a lot, ladies. This was a lot of fun. We
Well,
appreciate
it was so good to talk to you guys again.
I
and
know,
see
you too.
Miss you
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks again. We'll have to do it again. And
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Thank
awesome.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, ladies.
All right. Well, that's concludes our episode of Family Paradise and everything.
We-
You all have a great night, internet.
and we
Buenos
will
dias.
talk
Mwah.
to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode of our podcast. If you liked it, be sure to check out our previous episodes on our website at www.millennialspod.com. And also, you can check them out on Spotify, Anchor, Google, or Apple Podcasts. While you're there, hit the follow and subscribe buttons so you can stay up to date on all of our latest episodes. Also, you can follow us on all of the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, at Turn of the Millennials Pod, and like us on Facebook to leave a comment and a review. We greatly appreciate it. We will see you next episode.